Here are 7 reasons why people may secretly despise you. Whether it originates from others or lives in the US is not a barrier, it is a teacher. If we are truly honest, we must ask why people secretly despise us, whether it is always their fault or if there is something within us that fuels this silent disdain. The Stoics believed that confronting the harshest truths is the most liberating way to strip away illusion and face reality with courage. Maybe your discipline makes their laziness intolerable, maybe your honesty exposes their dishonesty, or maybe your strength reminds them of their own weakness. One of you is a mirror they cannot face. Hatred frequently reveals more about the hater than the hated people despise in others, what they fear in themselves. According to Marcus Aurelius, if the thoughts of others around you are filled with jealousy or insecurity, your soul will get colored by their thoughts. They will be agitated by your presence free from such vices, but don't let that make you angry. Instead, consider whether your virtue is a silent rebuke to their vice. Let their hatred serve as a reminder to grow rather than shrink, and be the mirror they can't face because of your commitment to your principles rather than pride. Reflect their flaws not to make them feel inferior, but to remind them that they too can rise above comfort. Most people are addicted to comfort. The coziness of lies. Seneca once stated that it is not because things are tough that we do not dare, but rather because we do not dare that they are difficult. The Stoics realized that truth is frequently harsh and disturbing, but you seek it out despite the comfort of excuses and immobility. This is not a license to preach or condemn. A true seeker of truth does not impose it upon others. Rather, they embody it. Speak less, act more, and let your life be a silent testament to the power of truth, even if it disturbs those around you. Your courage to face reality, your own flaws, the flaws of others, and the flaws of the world will make you a threat to those who would rather live in denial. They may resent you for bringing to light what they already know deep down, but are too scared to acknowledge. Bitterness, envy, and rage. These are the bonds that bind so many people. They are controlled by their emotions, reacting impulsively, lashing out at the world, and blaming others for their suffering. However, you work to control your emotions and exercise restraint when others lose their composure. Epicurus warned us that when someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't need to look outside of themselves for approval when you refuse to engage in emotional chaos. You will be perceived as cold, haughty, or heartless, but don't be fooled. Their hatred is not a sign of your failure, but of your strength. You are free in a way that they cannot understand. They may hate you for it, but they may eventually try to imitate you because you challenge their mediocrity. Avoiding suffering and progress, but mediocrity despises excellence. If you aim for greatness and refuse to accept anything less, you will make others uncomfortable, and your desire will be perceived as conceited. People will perceive your achievement as a danger. According to Marcus Aurelius, don't waste time worrying about what other people think. They are their own masters, just as you are. You must realize that their hatred is not personal. Rather, it is a defense mechanism used to justify their own lack of effort. Instead, use it as fuel and let their medicocy remind you of the dangers of complacency. Let their hatred strengthen your resolve and, most importantly, let it deepen your compassion, because they are not your enemies, but rather reminders of the path you must take. Lastly, people will hate you just because you don't rely on their approval. Most people base their lives on the precarious foundation of outside validation. They seek out praise, shun criticism, and modify their behavior to meet people's expectations. But you want something more. You want inner approbation, the peaceful assurance that you are living in accordance with your principles. Seneca wrote, "When you stop, the greatest richness is a poverty of desires." If you want other people's approval, you become untouchable, which will frighten them. They will wonder why their opinions no longer matter to you and will lash out, not because they hate you, but because they hate their own independence. Instead of judging them, feel sorry for them because the peace they have found is fleeting. Stay the course and let your independence serve as a beacon for those who are still stuck in the shadow of other people's opinions. Most people have a litany of reasons why they are unable to change, grow or go after what they say they want. Excuses cover their ego from the pain of effort or the disappointment of failure, but when they see you as someone who doesn't rely on excuses, they have nothing to conceal behind your perseverance. Their self-deception is exposed by your results and discipline. Epictetus once said that a man cannot learn what he believes he already knows. By rejecting excuses, you force others to face the lies they tell themselves. They may claim it's easy for you because you're different, or that you don't understand my struggles, but deep down, they know the truth. You face the same challenges, the same fears, the same obstacles, but they choose to bow before them while you choose to rise. This will frustrate and even anger them because your example gives them no excuse for their inaction, but it's not a reason to boast. Rather, it serves as a reminder to remain humble because there was a time when you too relied on excuses, a time when comfort was more appealing than growth rather than judgment. Use their frustration as a call to greater compassion. Show them not through words, but through actions the change is possible. Let your life be proof that excuses are chains we forge for ourselves, and that with courage and effort they can be broken. 7. You remind them of time's relentless march. There is one truth that no one can escape. Time moves forward, merciless and unyielding. Most people live as if they have an infinite supply of it, postponing change, clinging to distractions, and wasting the precious hours of their lives. But when they see you living with urgency, fully aware of time's fleet nature, it forces them to confront their own procrastination. Seneca warns us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Your focus, your discipline and your refusal to delay action, remind others of the time they've squandered. This can create resentment, not because you have wronged them, but because your presence makes them uncomfortable with the choices they've made. When you rise early to work on your craft, when you reject trivial distractions, when you dedicate yourself to what truly matters, you challenge their illusion that there's always tomorrow. You show them the truth. They avoid time waits for no one, but this is not a reason to boast or judge. You are not immune to time's passage either. Instead, let their resentment remind you of your own vulnerability. Use it as fuel to live even more intentionally. Lead by example, showing that a life lived with purpose is a life without regret. And perhaps, just perhaps, your dedication will inspire them not immediately, but in time to stop wasting theirs. For, in the end, the greatest gift you can give is the reminder that now is all we have. Live it wisely. The Stoic response to hatred. After discussing the possible causes of someone's covert hatred, the question of how to react still stands. The Stoics provide a straightforward but insightful response with a detached demeanor, comprehension and empathy. We all love ourselves more than others, but we care more about their opinions than our own. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that this never ceases to amaze me. Therefore, don't let the hatred of others disturb your peace. Their opinions are beyond your control. Instead, concentrate on your own deeds, your own development, and your own virtue. As Epictetus taught, don't explain your philosophy. Instead, embody it. Let your actions speak louder than their words. Let your consistency, discipline, and fortitude be your response to their scorn. Harden into arrogance. Hatred, even when undeserved, is an opportunity to practice understanding. Ask yourself what pain or insecurity lies behind their hatred. Finally, let hatred deepen your compassion. If this struck a chord with you, if it inspired you, if it challenged you, or even if it made you uncomfortable, know that this is just the beginning. The road to self-mastery is difficult, but it's worthwhile. Keep in mind that people may despise you for your discipline. That animosity, along with your bravery and refusal to compromise, is an indication that you are on the right track. Fewer journeys. If you found value in this, hit the like button, share it with someone who should hear it, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into mastering your life and yourself. Together, we're creating a community of strength and resilience. Until the next time. Stay true to yourself, keep trying, and keep growing. Remain steadfast, disciplined, and never give up on your goal of greatness. I'll see you in the upcoming video.